So me and the man were watching CBS. We were eating a little bit of popcorn and drinking a little bit of Pepsi. I think the man was putting a little bit of rum into his Pepsi, but that's fine. That's okay. We got on there a little bit early because the RCA was needing a little bit of warm-up time. It takes about a half an hour for the picture to just really set in nice on the RCA. So we were watching the beginning of CBS Evening News with Lester Holt. We were watching that, getting ready for what we were really interested in watching was a big axe throwing competition where they throw the axes at the targets from about 8 feet away. It's kind of like darts, only with hatchets. It's kind of interesting. The man really gets off on it. But anyways, I've got a couple bones to pick with Lester Holt. First off, Lester, something bad happened. It's like you're a pronounced egghead. I didn't think African-American people had such egg-shaped heads, but you are an egghead. And it's the worst part is you don't have enough hair to kind of hang down over your forehead. It really accentuates the egghead. Another thing I noticed, Lester doesn't introduce himself at the beginning of his newscast. He lets the announcer introduce him like he thinks he's on Saturday Night Live. The other thing about Lester is he tells you every single story. It's like a rapid-fire thing. He tells you every single story that they'll be covering tonight. It's like, hey, take a breath, Lester. I don't need to know every single story. You could slip a couple in the middle that don't have to be announced ahead of time. But that's okay. The craziest thing about Lester Holt, it's like we were in a time capsule. It's like I went back in time. This happened in my lifetime. This happened recently. Lester Holt was the first African American to be a permanent anchor on a weekday primetime nightly newscast. He was the first, 6:30 major network anchor that was an African American. You think this would have happened 30 or 40 years ago, not a few years ago. But whatever. Hey, Lester, it's called Propecia. It's called hair plugs. You might want to give it a try.